Okay, so today I will be reacting to Top 5 Gaming's Fortnite is Getting Hate. I will link his account in the description. Make sure to subscribe to him because this is his video.
Fortnite Season 4 is the superpower meta, and some mythics are getting roasted. Today we are covering the most hated things, and we'll start with Captain America's shield because chances are you have died to this.
Yeah, I have so many times.
Yeah, Cap's shield is quickly becoming the most hated item in Fortnite, and players are freaking out about it. Not only does it shred enemies, when it returns to you, it'll literally fly through anything, even armored walls.
Ooh, I really want to try that.
In fact, this was so powerful that Epic just added their first nerf of Season 4, reducing the
Captain America's shield does slightly less damage, will require more accuracy to hone in on an enemy, so I guess it doesn't immediately lock onto them and staggers more quickly when blocking damage. Okay, I like the damage and the aim.
damage and bullets you could block. Now last season we had an update that was just as controversial, OP cars. Most players were thrilled to hear that the Marvel season had mostly gotten rid of them, but it turns out this includes just regular vehicles too. The spawn rate of any vehicle is now way lower, and with the removal of attachments, it's not like they posed a threat. If anything, this just makes it harder to use cosmetics you bought in the item shop. Let's say you just purchased a new BMW skin, only to drop into BR and can't find a car anywhere. It's kinda nuts. When I asked you guys what you would change about Season 4, one item kept popping up over and over again: War Machine's rockets.
I've actually never really been spammed by this.
It has gotten so bad that players are starting to compare this to the mechs from Chapter 1. That's how you know things are getting out of hand. And like I hinted at earlier, you can combo any of War Machine's items with Cap's shield, turning you into a Victory Royale farm. Although if you've tried to take advantage of the villain's items, you'll know the effort just isn't worth it. While fighting Dr. Doom, he has way too much health, and there's a ton of henchmen who will keep distracting you pretty much every second of the battle. Now usually, this wouldn't be a problem, especially if the reward is worth it, yet fans went through this tough fight only to be given the weakest mythic in the game. Doom's item is nothing compared to the Avengers' weapons. I mean, you've already seen how OP they are. So for them to make him the hardest boss and give you basically nothing for it, it's kinda crazy.
I thought they were pretty good. Cause I know that the big ball, that's not its name, can do 1,000 damage to structures or something. I saw it in a different video where it almost destroyed an entire armored wall.
And so is introducing a brand new feature only to delete it on day one. Well, actually, that's pretty on brand for Fortnite.
NPC reviving or giving a second chance.
Link fans are already getting flashbacks. If you don't know what I'm talking about, in the opening hours of the season, we could down Doom's henchmen and get a chance to pick them up again.
Yeah,
this time,
I think people were hiring 20 of them and making an army.
Fighting for us. Well, it wasn't long before we hopped into another match to try this, only for it to stop working. In fact, no one could replicate this again, only to find out Epic straight up deleted the feature. They didn't say why, but there are still challenges relating to it, as I hope it's just a bug or something. Not the only thing Season 4 broke. During the second day, players just couldn't load into a match. If you tried to play on Saturday, you'll know the feeling of being stuck in matchmaking for hours. Fans are not happy about it, especially people who can only play the season on a weekend. But imagine logging in after weeks of hype only to hear that the train is finally returned. This is exactly what happened to thousands of players as they rushed to a station to check it out. The train had been disabled for months at this point, so surely Fortnite were cooking up an insane replacement, only to land and see the Doom train. Sounds promising, except this was literally the exact same vehicle from Season 1. It just had a paint job slapped on the side. With the same loot chest, slow speed, and 0 damage, it would have been easier for Epic to leave it crashed in the desert. Instead, they decided to lie to us in the patch notes. Players were really excited when they heard you could unlock a mythic that sounded really overpowered. Gwenpool was apparently—
Isn't this at the raft? Yeah, don't you have to break her out of a cell?
handing out her OP dual SMGs right now, except when you actually visit her, she's kinda locked in a prison cell and gives you nothing but XP. So much for that. Not even the worst lie they've told us. If you watch the Season 4 trailer, you'll notice some amazing mythic items.
Yeah, she wears like Black Panther class. I think it's coming in like an update where they bring back the Marvel
Imagine seeing the
outfit.
Unibeam, Stark Rifle, and Black Panther's armor, only to log in and find none of these in-game. To give Epic the benefit of the doubt, they'll probably just show up later in the season, but this is a problem that players have to put up with every time. We watch a trailer or just have to guess which ones will actually be usable from day one. One of the craziest things Fortnite has done is announcing an exclusive Samsung outfit after you've already missed a chance to get it. I'm not joking, this is something we've never seen before. Turns out if you play it on a Samsung device between 2022 and now, you'll be given a new Galaxy skin for free, and no one else could get it. They only announced this after the window had ended, so if you boot up Fortnite on your Samsung right now, it won't work. You had to play before August 16th, a time when nobody knew the outfit existed. Usually exclusive outfits are supposed to bring players to a platform, so who is this benefiting? And we just keep getting shocked by Season 4's decisions. You know how almost every Marvel character could show off their powers? Well, Fortnite didn't bother when it came to this battle pass. Despite the fact Emma Frost has an entire superpower in edit style, there's actually no built-in emote to switch between them. The same goes for Gwenpool and War Machine. And speaking of Rhodey, you guys hate his auto turret. When you hear about a gun that automatically...
Isn't it like a burst that does 5 damage? Yeah, because it's never locked on for me. Well, it has, but it's never actually shot. So I never pick it up.
Fires at enemies without you doing anything, you'd expect it to be OP. But it's actually disliked for the opposite reason. It turns out this thing sucks. It does basically no damage to anyone. Not to mention it misses its shots half the time. Then we have his jetpack. Sure, this thing is overpowered, but fans are upset over how it removes your back bling. If you equip any of War Machine's mythics, you lose a cosmetic you worked hard to earn. Now personally, I don't think it's the end of the world, yet some players are just not happy with it. I have to agree with the worst battle pass change though. Usually you'd have to reach around level 130 to get every single bonus reward. That's around the point you'd hit super style territory, except now in Season 4, it is harder than ever to get the bonus rewards. You'll need to reach a level 150. And when it comes to Festival, when Karol G arrived, let's just say most people responded with, the who? The decision to drop all of this on the same day as the new Marvel season totally outshined her. So while everyone was coming to the game to play as their favorite superhero, they looked at Festival and shrugged. Now I'm a fan of Karol G and she has a great icon series, but it was definitely a weird time to drop it. Still not as out of place as Cap Shield and Zero Build. The Epic somehow thought this would be balanced, but no. Fans are complaining about how it's impossible to defend against this in early game.
It must like be the ballistic shield, but worse.
If you land and an enemy finds this by luck, you are doomed. Not only does it block every bullet, it's got aimbot, and because you can't build, I guess you're going back to the lobby. You guys also pointed out a slight disappointment with the map. Obviously not with the current POIs, those are great, especially the Raft and Castle Doom. But with the rest of the island, the second you leave the Marvel biome, there's nothing new to visit. Unlike the original season where you could find small landmarks like Ant Manor, the Collection, Trask Industries, Chapter 5 has none of that. If there is one thing everyone can agree.
I think they're all gonna they're gonna add much more stuff. Cause if they just kept it as is, it would be a waste of a giant Marvel collab.
It's how Mysterio's medallion sucks. This item turns you invisible every time you crouch, but as we know, there's no such thing as a good cloak item in Fortnite.
Yeah, and it cancels stuff. So if you're popping a shield and you don't want them to see your footsteps, it'll cancel your shield.
It has always been terrible. Basically, Mysterio could duplicate himself and does it during a boss fight. But instead of handing us that ability, he gives us a random stealth medallion. You're not allowed to fire while invisible, so having this equipped bans you from shooting while crouching. Not to mention, what's the point of being invisible when having a medallion marks you on the minimap for enemies? And even if you are trying to sneak around...
Yeah, the first day I said, you're invisible, but they just look at the middle of the medallion circle and they'll easily know where you are.
And they can spot you from miles away.
Hey, what happened?
This season, it feels like Epic are making everything harder to unlock. bonus rewards, exclusive mobile skins, and now ranked quests. This time around, if you want to get the ranked pickaxe, it's going to take you over 100 more storm circles to complete all of the quests.
What?
Last season, you could achieve all of these with 150 storm phases, and now it's 250 because they just want us to play more. In return, we wanted a better starter island. In the original Marvel season, this was a one-to-one recreation of the helicarrier. It was amazing, and yet this time around, Fortnite went, nah. Fans are hoping they'll turn it into the floating island instead, but considering Dr. Doom has literally killed everyone, I doubt it's gonna happen. But I need to know why we can't use wraps that we paid real money for. It turns out Season 4's new weapons like the Striker Burst AR or the Monarch pistol simply...
They also removed aim assist on PC for the new weapons. So, like, I have 0 aim assist, and, like, I'm pretty sure pros are complaining. I saw it somewhere, like Twitter or X.
block us from putting wraps on them. I mean, what's the deal with that, Fortnite? And you guys were very vocal about this season's original outfits. A ton of people apparently came back to the game for this Marvel Battle Pass, hoping to cop some of their favorite characters, only to realize 2 of the slots were taken up by random mashups like Wolverine Peely and Captain America Jonesy. Now, I don't agree with this one, but fans wish these guys would have been put in the item shop instead, so we can make room for new characters like Winter Soldier, Vision, or Nebula. There's also problems with Season 4's dual SMGs. I think when everyone saw the fire rate on these things, they immediately knew it would be broken. In box fights, close-up battles, it's straight up busted. Although some of you have a different issue, with them asking, why aren't they moddable? And honestly, not a bad idea. Not the only feature which is leaving the player base feeling underwhelmed. One of the biggest parts of this season are the Avengers chests, giving you a guaranteed chance to grab a Marvel item. And yet these crates aren't even guaranteed themselves. A lot of the community think this should have 100% chest spawn, so we could plan around War Machine and Cap Shield rather than rely on luck. And it makes sense, but I don't know. Especially when some POIs don't even have basic needs like a reboot van. You know how the raft is meant to be one of the main locations of Season 4? Well, don't land here with your teammates because there is no way to revive them. Let me know if you agree with this list put together by you, the players. It's been Tommy, and keep it here on Top 5 Gaming.
Okay, so that was T5G's video. Thank you for watching. Again, I'll link his account in the description. Go watch his. Sorry if I paused it too much. Just trying to get all